you run into a couple of them at Star Wars Celebration, which is kind of like MegaCon, but it's just strictly for the Star Wars nerds. I casually ran into Ray Park, who is Darth Maul, Toad from the original X-Men, Snake Eyes. I mean, the guy has been in a bunch of stuff, but Darth Maul, I mean, he was an absolute just gentleman, really cool, easy to talk to guy. I was meeting some friends in the 501st, and just they're like, oh yeah, he's over there, hey, where's my friend Dan, and oh, he's just chatting with Ray. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, oh, Ray Park. And I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, let's just casually just throw out the fact that this guy's here.
Right.
So yeah, to be at a Star Wars convention and just run into that guy and just not have to pay for a photo op, and just to be able to chat with these guys, and it's cool. A couple of the guys, Ken Whitwer, which is also a Star Wars legend, and he's been in when we're suiting up in our costumes, we're lucky enough to be in the same areas as some of these guys are, for their convention. So when they're rolling up and they're backstage and they're just chilling, waiting to go out and sign autographs, and I'm putting on my costume and I'm like waving to characters from the show Gotham or the Night King. It's wild. But yeah, we run into a few of those guys here, but not to say that we're privileged. But yeah, I'm telling you, Angel, put on a costume, you feel like you can do anything, and then you'll take risks that you wouldn't think. Like, I'm just gonna walk past security. I'm the Mandalorian. It's okay. This person knows me.
Nice. That's a life hack right there. Life hack. Can't get through security. Boom. Yeah, I like that. But
so I will
say,
what I do? It only works at Comic-Cons though. Like, you can't go dress up as the Mandalorian and then just like walk into a bank. Like, that's not gonna work for you.
You don't think it'll get you past like TSA onto the flight without no questions asked?
I don't even think Mando got past TSA in the show. Like,
no. Even when you try to use that whole weapons are my religion. Yeah, sorry, you're still gonna have to unload everything.
So who's the worst celebrity encounter you've had? Everyone wants to know. I mean, you can be as direct as you want, or maybe name rhymes with, however you want to do it. But that's what people want to know.
I've been lucky enough to not have. I've heard horror stories of, oh yeah, like they say, don't meet your heroes, or like.
Yeah.
I honest to God have not had an experience where I'm like, you know what? I cannot believe this person was like a complete jerk. Like, I've heard stories, but luckily it's never been, there's never been a time where anyone's been rude. Wait, I do take that back.
Ooh.
Now that I think about it, there was a guy who used to play Hercules on TV.
Wow. Wow. This is epic. So last week, our guest met Hercules as well. Said he was nothing but a gentleman. Wonderful. So tell us your story. So maybe these celebrities are just playing us. They're nice to some people. They wake up the next day, bad day.
And again, I'm not saying that he was a jerk. He was rude. He was probably just kind of like, but it was just, you have to like pay for an autograph, or you have to do whatever. And I was with one of my friends, and he was really looking forward. He's like, man, I grew up watching, Hercules, and he was promoting one of his books, and he's like, I already have my book. And he looked at it and he goes, yeah, I can't sign that. I'm like, he's like, but it's your book. This is yours. And he's like, well, no, you have to buy this book here. And it's like, you can't, like, I'm paying you for your autograph, but you can't sign it's your book.
Wow.
And he was just like, yeah, sorry. And then the person was just like, yeah, like on her phone, just didn't even care. And I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, sorry, I don't make the rules. I'm like, dude, you're here, man. Are you serious? Like, and he flat out refused to sign his own book. That's like, it's like, hey, Kevin Smith, I've got this DVD of Clerks, and it's like, oh no, you have to buy this copy of Clerks before I will sign it. And I'm like, you serious? And it was, I was like, wow, and I just walked away. So yeah, like you said, I don't know if it was like, whatever rules or issues, that they may have, but yeah, he was kind of smug about it. Like, he's just like, whatever, go away.
And to be clear, we're not here to protect celebs. So all the dirt, hey, we want the truth, the real stories.
But yeah, Kevin Sorbo, not a fan.
Well, so it's funny you mentioned that, because there was one. I'm not even gonna say the show. I'm not even gonna say the guy. But I saw him, like, so it was the Friday of the show, and he literally walks by and like gives me the head nod, give him the head nod back, and I'm just like, yeah, that's cool, like, awesome. And then like an hour later, it's announced that he's not going to be at the show, and that his he didn't catch his flight or something like that is what they said. And I'm just like, but I just saw the guy. Like, unless it was like a really good cosplay, like, I swear to you, I just saw the guy. And then basically what ended up happening was the guy like just decided he didn't want to go do the Friday. He came back and it did the Saturday and did the Sunday, but he essentially just decided he didn't want to do the Friday. And like, I guess he didn't like attendance or what, but he just wasn't going to attend Friday. And so they had to like redo the whole thing. And when he came back on Saturday and Sunday, I mean, he just signed autographs all day. Like, he didn't really have those slots. Like, he literally just stayed up there all day. So I guess he kind of made up for it. But I mean, I was just like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, I just saw this guy. Like, you're driving me nuts. Like, are you kidding me? Like, he just gave me the head nod.
Yeah, and you don't make up for it.
They're doing it out of they're doing it out of obligation. They're like Alan Rickman from Galaxy Quest. He's just like, sign, like, just go.
Oh man, what about that poor little kid who took off that Friday from school to go see?
Right, who he skipped school that day and missed his final.
No, I mean, can't go Saturday, Sunday.
My best one to this day, which is still probably going to keep me out of the doghouse for a very, very long time, is Joey Fatone FaceTime my wife. So that was just, I'm never going to top that. And I mean, I basically told her like right away, like, cool, this is my peak. I'm going to plateau from here. But that was the absolute best one.
You peaked at Joey Fatone. All right.
He FaceTime my wife.
That's pretty impressive.
It's all good.
Hey, you gotta probably peak with Chris Kirkpatrick or one of the other guys from NSYNC, or that one Backstreet Boy who's like 50.
No, it had to be NSYNC. Sam's all about NSYNC. So Joey was my guy. He was at the Tampa Bay Comic Con, and I was like one of the first people in line to talk with him. And he FaceTime my wife, no problem. He took all the time in the world to talk to her. And I think it was like a month later or a little while later that I like let her know. I was like, yeah, he gave me kind of like the bro hug on the way out. And she's like, wait, you hugged Joey Fatone? And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it was the bro hug. Like, everybody does that. And like all of a sudden she was like, did you wash those clothes? And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Oh man.
Oh. All right, so we are a little past an hour. We've had our great technical difficulty that we are going to have pretty much at every show or every podcast, so it's going to be fun. So I'll kind of ask my last question. If there's anything you two, if you got final questions, throw it out there. But my final one is just going to be this. Like, Forrest, is there anything like, from somebody who wants to get into this, what's your best advice for somebody who wants to get into, doing cosplay, like, or 501st or any of that? I mean, what's kind of your advice for it?
Yeah, I mean, whether it's cosplaying, an anime character, Spider-Man, just don't do what you love. It doesn't matter what body type. There's a costume for everybody, and it really doesn't matter as long as you're happy and you're doing what you love. Just make it the best costume that you can make. That's really all I can think of as far as, if you're just making a costume, just, you want to make it, as fun and be comfortable, be somebody completely different than who you are normally, just go out and do it, but just have fun doing it. as far as the 501st Legion, we've got over 200 costumes, I think. Like any clone trooper you could possibly imagine. There's about 200 costumes to choose from. It's just like, who do you want to be? Where's your budget? If you just want to join and be a part of the group, we have what's called a handler. People that help with taking photos and making sure that the costumes are okay. That there's people that help us get suited up. And so if you're really not sure, you're on the fence and like, I don't really know what kind of costume I want to do yet, you can come out with us. We can kind of show you the ropes. You can help us get dressed, show you, really what it's like to do what we do. And for people like Angel, who were like, I don't think I could ever do this. Come out to an event and don't just pay attention to us, pay attention to everybody else around us. And just see what it looks like from their point of view, just how cool it is to take a photo with Darth Vader, or your favorite bounty hunter. But if it's something that you're just passionate about and you want to get into it, do your homework. There's so much research and things that you can do, especially for like, a Boba Fett costume, something like this. There's 40 years of history out there, but do your homework. Reach out to us, 501st.com. We'll walk you through the process. There's groups on Facebook. You can literally just type in Stormtrooper build group on Facebook, and there's a group of people that are in the process of building a Stormtrooper. They don't know where to start. They need some help. Hey, I'm almost done. What else do I need to do? So there's definitely help out there. People like me who's been very welcoming. Anybody who wants to do anything like that, find us. We're out there on Facebook. There's a local garrison somewhere out there. Reach out to us and we can help you out. But 501st.com, find out what costume it is. Just go through Google, just type in, Stormtrooper costume build, and, it'll probably take you to our page. We have what's called a CRL, which is the Costume Reference Library for every single costume that we have. So if you want to build a Count Dooku costume, you want to be Dengar, we have those. Or you just want to be, an Imperial officer and you don't want to wear all the stuff and you don't want to spend a crazy amount of money and you just want to show up in a costume and just have some fun. There's a costume for everybody. Check it out. And it'll tell you this is what it takes to build this costume. And just kind of go from there. But we welcome everybody and anyone who wants to join up. There's a slew of information online, our website. I'm sure I'm available. I can field whatever questions anybody else has, especially Angels. We can talk in private. If you want to, we can get you working on that one costume. The New York Mandalorian.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
Don't encourage him.
I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him.
Don't encourage him.
Oh, man. I don't know. Pinstripes would be a good fit for my body type, though. Nice vertical lines.
Yeah, we can work on
it.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, as long as you don't have like, Jeter written across the back or something. Yeah, you got a number 3 on the jetpack or something.
There you go.
Forrest, if you could cosplay anybody other outside of Star Wars, so MCU, anime, Marvel comics, DC, video games, what would you do?
Oh my God. Having the body type that I have and having the hairline, she, the wife won't let me shave this. Not that I would want to. It does limit my costumes. But honestly, man, there's probably Thor. I did Thor for Halloween, but I did that, that he let himself go Thor.
The
I was gonna say you did Bro Thor,
Dude
right?
Thor.
Yeah.
The what is it, the pajamas, the Crocs, and the
Nice.
Yeah, I did that one. Yeah, but
me and Todd talked about doing that for one of the conventions. One of us be the fat Peter Parker from Spider-Verse, and the other one being the bro Thor. So,
yeah. Well, no, I would have to throw out some old school. There's probably a Predator. If I could get it,
awesome.
if I could get it to look right, it would definitely be the Predator. There's an anime called The Guyver, which they made a movie of it. I would probably do a movie version of Guyver. And I never got into like things like Warhammer. I'm not an RPG. I'm not a gamer. But yeah, like a Warhammer costume, like the real big, bulky,
the big mech stuff.
Yeah, those 10-foot tall dudes. Something with a lot of detail, a lot of attention. Yeah, that'd be right up my alley. So
my vote would be Predator. Predator, I love Predator. Such a BA character. So
yeah, Predator's good. I'm just under 6 foot, so yeah, I could always take out my Chewbacca boots or my Wookiee boots that I'm working on now, and that'll put me at 7 foot, because I think the guy was 7'4" when he suited up. But and they make some pretty wicked Predator costumes if you look hard enough. But they're also equally just as expensive. So if you want to drop $3 or $4 grand on like an actual like replica, go for it. But yeah, that would be something like what I would go for.
You just crushed Nick's dream, by the way.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
All right, Angel, what you got?
My last question here. So, like, have you ever thought about selling costumes, like creating it for people that don't have the time, don't have the, the know-how, and doing that, to, kind of as a business, like create costumes, sell it. And I mean, obviously, I know you talked about charity and doing it, for the right reasons and the smiles, and I get that. But there's obviously people that would like to do this, but they're just physically don't know how or don't have the skill set. So has that ever been something you've ever done or thought about?
Yeah, I definitely thought about it. And there's some guys that this is their full-time gig. Like I know there's a guy that just makes Mandalorian helmets. And there's other guys that just make Boba Fett costumes, and this is all they do for a living. There's some guys that make some of the most intricate costumes, or at least components for costumes. And I say like components is like say you do want to do an X-wing pilot, and you need that little chest box that they wear, with the hose comes out. There's guys that just make those. There's guys that make just boots. So you're like, well, I want to be Kylo Ren. Well, Kylo has a specific boot. This guy makes the boot. Well, what about the Mandalorian? That's a very specific boot. Same guy makes these boots. And I'm not as good as making as I am painting. Again, being an artist and having to paint and make things look realistic and weather it to where it looks worn out and beat up, that's more my alley. And if I could paint and paint props and do those things full time, I would do it in a heartbeat. And I definitely would not be cheap. But there's guys that take commissions and do full costumes head to toe. There's guys that do paint, and that would be, if I could choose one thing to do, I would definitely just take full commissions, paint it, and say, hey, I want to do a Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, and I would paint that up. Or hey, I want to do Captain Rex from the Clone Wars, and I would send me what you got, I'll paint it and ship it back to you. That would be cool. But if it could pay the bills, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
That's awesome. We'll start it, and then I'll take 2%, and we're good. We're good. I got faith in you.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely pay you. Just send me over that sketch of that Mandalorian costume you have in mind. Once we finish that, then I'll go ahead and start sending you your cut.
All right, sounds like a plan. Sounds fair.
That'll be my very first commission. I will take the hit and I will paint it for free. If that's going to be your costume, I will paint that up for you.
Oh man,
that's more than just taking a hit financially. Because again, he's a Detroit Tigers fan, so willing to paint the pinstripes for you.
New York Yankees.
That's taking a hit in his, that's taking a hit in his soul, man. So
a smidge. That's a big offer. I feel like there's a trend of getting me in a costume at some point in this episode, but we'll see. I don't know if the world's ready for that.
Look, I think what we have to do next year is go to a show out in Dallas.
What's that?
I said I promised myself I would never be like a rebel pilot, and here I am doing things that I never thought I would do. There's people in our group that absolutely refuse to. They're like, yeah, no, this is dumb. My boyfriend dresses up like a Star Wars. I don't even know. And yeah, now they're making costumes for them, and they're like, yeah, I guess it's okay. And I'm gonna work on this one costume, and they're just like us now. So you'll come around.
Oh, I'm sure. I again, you sold me real quick on the whole concept and the idea. But you're also talking to someone who doesn't dress up even for Halloween, and so I got to deal with that battle with my wife first.
Yeah, we'll work on
it.
Bro, you have multiple kids. You just have to get over that, man.
I know it. I know. I'm trying. I'm working on it. Okay. This isn't about my faults. Okay. There's a whole nother podcast for that.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother conversation. All right. Well, look, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who stuck around. Big thank you to Forrest Davis for joining us today, this week, and just sharing everything with us. Forrest, buddy, just absolutely love you, man. It's so cool to get to do this and have this conversation with you. So again, just absolutely very excited. Thank you all for everyone who's, again, stuck around and watched the show. Check us out next week as well. No idea who we've got on yet, but we'll get that part figured out. So it'll be a surprise for everybody.
And Forrest, where can we find you? Where can they find Kevin? Tell us social media, Instagram. Where can they find out more about your costumes, what you do, and Kevin, Baby Yoda guy?
My Instagram is First Coast Vet, and Kevin the Baby Yoda. That's easy enough to remember. It's just Kevin the Baby Yoda. My wife, who hopefully she'll be on another podcast. She's been home for some time, she is the Pop Trooper. So just check out the Pop Trooper on Instagram. First Coast Vet and Kevin the Baby Yoda.
Sweet.
Perfect. Thank you.
And Todd, I love you, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. So it's great to see you.
You too, buddy. Nick, you want to say bye to everybody too?
Forrest, appreciate you coming around. I know you mentioned check you out on the 501stlegion.com, right? I think I got that right.
Yeah, so 501st.com.
I appreciate you coming, and we'll see you around at some cons. Hopefully in that. I didn't get to see the Boba Fett costume yet. I saw the Mando, so I'm looking forward to the full Boba Fett. So
yeah, the Boba Fett. I miss putting them on. So I'll probably have to mix it up. Go ahead and throw that on just for you next time you're in Jax.
I like it.
There we go.
I like it.
Unless we go out to Infinity Con. So if we're out there in Infinity Con, maybe I'll do it just for you out there.
There we go.
There you go.
I like it.
We'll be there.
All right, cool, guys.
All right, thanks everybody.
All right, bye,
Nick,
Forrest.
pleasure, guys. Take care.